Welcome to the Garden Shop How to Garden video. In this video I'm going to show you how to do some hardwood cuttings. I have a selection of plants here that you can take hardwood cuttings from around this time of year. The dormant season, anywhere from the end of September through to the end of February, is a good time to do hardwood cuttings. So I'll just show you firstly what you would need to do a hardwood cutting. Well, first thing you should have is your soil prepared. So you want a large plant pot such as this, filled with compost and with perlite, as you can see here. Perlite is a product available on thegardenshop.ie, and when you're preparing a container mix or a soil mix for your hardwood cuttings, it is recommended that you use 2 parts compost and 1 part washed perlite. The perlite here adds air and pore spaces to the soil, improving drainage, improving oxygen flow, and keeping your hardwood cuttings from rotting in the soil. So it's a very important ingredient in your compost mix. The next thing that you will need probably would be a garden secateurs, which we have here. Again, this one is available on thegardenshop.ie. Next you would need something like this here, which is a rooting powder. This is something which will encourage and stimulate root growth in your cuttings. And then finally, a way to water and maintain your plants. And here we have a 1.5 litre water pressure sprayer. So the process involved then, firstly you would obviously be outdoors. You'll select your stems to take the cutting. When you're selecting a stem, we'll look at one here. We have here the native beech. So when you're taking a hardwood cutting, you want to select the healthiest, the straightest and the thickest stems available. So what we have here now is a fairly healthy stem. It's relatively new growth, and what you would prefer is a stem of maybe 30 centimeters in length. Okay, so we can cut this now to suit exactly what we need. So making the cuttings, the first thing you want to do is, if you can see right here at the very base of this stem, there is a small bud or node. What you want to do is keep this bud or node on the stem, making a slanted cut just above it with your secateurs. Just like that. Okay. Next you'll turn your attention to the top of the cutting. Again, you only want it to be about 30 to 20 centimeters in length. So effectively you can remove this top half of the cutting altogether. The next thing you want to do is remove all of the lower leaves on the stem. And trim the remaining stems in half. There will be your prepared cutting now, ready to go. So it's quite long, it still has a few leaves left on it. The lower leaves have been removed, the tip of the stem has been removed, and I've made a slanted cut at the base, retaining a bud on the stem. The next thing you'll do is dip your stem into some water, shake off the excess water, and then again using your rooting powder. This one's quite handy because it has a handy dabber which can just place the necessary amount of rooting powder directly onto the open wound. Okay, that's prepared now. And next, just make a hole with your finger or a dibber if you have one, and then insert the hardwood stem directly into the soil. Press in the soil gently, but enough to stop the stem from rocking around, like so. And then water in well. We have here a water pressure sprayer, which is watering away there. Some more. And give it a good soaking. This cutting will not be ready for 12 months, so over that period you should keep it free from frost and well watered over that time. Recommended that you place it into a mini greenhouse or garden clutch until the weather picks up in the following spring. So there you have a product video on how to grow and how to do hardwood cuttings.